Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-Prop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
You heard the damn man. Yeah. Welcome to the Balking Dead, where there is no sleep for the wicked. It is Wednesday, so you know what that means. We got our 6 pitchers to talk, as well as Jack of the Day with Connor Mack. As you guys already know, this show is sponsored by Dubby, not Doobie, but Sharpie may have had a few for breakfast. A clean energy powder with no come down to your day. And simple, guys, scan that QR code on screen. You're going to get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code on God's green earth. Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat. Smash that like if you already haven't. Make sure to hashtag WeBePubbin in your best bet, and I will read them off at the end of the show, as well as make sure to tag me in it if it cashes, as the least I can do is give credit where the credit is due. Y'all know what time it is. And it's not the time where we talk us freaking donkeys. We don't talk donkeys. We don't talk them. Not on this show. What we do talk is hitting props now. And we talk us some home run props on Pub Sports way before we had us a prop show. To be exact, the first ever hitting prop segment was with this man called Jack of the Day. Yeah.
Well, see you later.
Man, it's always good to bring back the classic, as we've got somebody who's popping up in the chat who watches this after who wants you on Tuesdays. Says the card's not good enough for you on these days, and he goes, my suggestion is we need fucking Connor on Tuesdays. But
yesterday nice. I was just gonna bring up what would have been a great day to be on, because 2 for 2, Acuna 500, Belly 500, and I didn't take him. I liked Rutschman and Mountcastle. I had a couple other like RBIs. I didn't take their jacks, but they cashed. So yeah, hey, I would love to been on here and give it out too.
Man, follow Connor Mack if you're not. I know he does give out a lot of those home run props, guys. He does tweet them out, and if not, his weekly package is hella cheap. Hella cheap, bro. So stop fucking around and go find out. So it is moving day, and at least the baseball gods didn't give us a 5-card slate like they did. I think it was last week or the week before. Anywho, we got us a game we did talk us about yesterday where these two teams can and probably will be seeing each other again when everything is on the line in October. And that's these Astros and Orioles. Who you looking at in this spot?
It is, and I've been sitting here as all the lineups basically have come out except for their game for these, 3:40, 4 o'clock here, our time on the West Coast. So that sucks that we're waiting here on this, Sharpie. Let's get to the Astros real quick. You talked about Alvarez probably won't be in the lineup, that it is a Wednesday. But if you look here at the Astros, Abreu has a home run off Flaherty in just 3 at-bats. But I go right to Altuve, and then the guy who hit the slam, he cashed for us last Friday, Kyle Tucker. He's plus 500. I don't know, look at that if you want and make a play there. But I'm flipping to the O's here and waiting on their lineup. Not only I just brought up Rutschman and Mountcastle went deep yesterday. I think Rutschman is another all right play, whether it's the total bases, RBI, or put a little on his homer, because his homer's plus 550. But I want this guy as he's left-handed. Javier has gotten lit up, as you know, Sharpie, by lefties. I mean, they're hitting basically 280 off him. His last 6 starts, long balls have been the problem for him. Control is, but he's given up the jack. So as long as he's in here, I think he will be. I'm on Gunnar Henderson here. I'm going to take his jack plus 450. I think he goes yard. So I'm on him there. And like I said, I think look at Rutschman as well. Just how you want to play it.
With Christian Javier, I ripped him out the book and made my new book come the All-Star break, bro, and I can't even bet that guy anymore. And I know he had some good matchups when they brought him back, but it's like, nah, dude, when he sees a real team, this dude ain't Christian Javier that I bet on last year, bro. He's a different guy this year. He's a 2-pitch pitcher, guys, at the end of the day. And when his shit ain't on, and it ain't been on, he's hittable. And like you said, this is a team they'll load up 6 lefties every fucking day. They run out a lefty dominant lineup. That's what they do versus righty. So
exactly.
I might go run me just like a hitter parlay, just fucking run it up on them, bro. Like, I am not sold on Christian Javier one bit, dude. And bro, I almost bet him to win the Cy Young.
Really? Both these guys could pitch well, though, with Flaherty, but I always see around the corner with Flaherty getting rocked. His ERA still in the
Flaherty's
4s.
under, bro, but like I said, I was afraid of Alvarez not being in the lineup. Like, Alvarez is that one guy that you'll go to the bullpen 3rd time through if he's cracked you twice. Like, you're not. Like, bro, not today, bro. Like, nah.
Yeah, he is.
It was fun watching that 9th inning last night, like we were talking about beforehand, man. Dusty Baker was shit-eating, grinning, with a toothpick in his mouth, smiling, knowing he was going to win the game down 3. And what happens, bro? Fucking the dude hits a grand slam, bro. It was freaking nuts. I was sitting there talking to Trey like, bro, he's smiling. He knows it's going to happen. It's happening. And then, boom, it's just crazy, bro. It's like he knew it was coming. When you're battling a guy 9
When you're
pitches,
battling, pitcher, fouling off.
he's just smiling like, yeah, bro, you gonna miss. You're going to miss the Tucker, bro. And, dude, it's just something about having an Alvarez Tucker right behind you, bro. I love that on these under K props, and they're very patient. Alvarez will expand the zone more than Tucker. Tucker don't expand, bro. He a beautiful hitter, guys. So let's get into the last game. Your last game is in Dodgers South, guys. It is in the desert of Arizona, where we call it Dodgers South, because listen to who they cheer for when the team gets a hit and scores a run. Because it sure as fuck ain't the home team, guys. And we're talking about our boys in blues versus these D-backs. And when I talk about this game, when it's my turn, I'm pretty sure it's going to correlate with what Connor has to say. So, don't tell me it's the freaking Arizona Diamondbacks. You know it's pick on Kelly Day, bro. So who you on?
It is. D-backs just aren't the same baseball team, flat out. I mean, for them to show a little life, in the 9th yesterday was big for them. This team just can't score runs. They're just struggling. Man, it is tough to watch. A totally different team. Someone mentioned, I don't know if you'll get to it. I mean, I do like the Rangers. They're playing the A's here. This rookie pitcher, this kid's got pretty good stuff. I watch him here in Vegas. Freddie, what's his last name? Roenick, right? I can't pronounce his last name. But he's got all right stuff. He might not be ready for the bigs. So I think the Rangers score some runs. I just wanted to hit that real quick. But let's get to this, Sharpie. 2 guys that have just been red hot. Freddie Freeman. Let's just get to the guy I think is the MVP. Just he has an 0 for 4 there that day before they hit a jack. But look at yesterday. I think he went 3 for 4, 3 for 5. I'm on his home run. You're waving 500 in front of me. Plus 500 Freddie Freeman home run. And take his RBI. They've really pinched, I think I talked about this last week, the 1.5. And with a guy like him, it's warranted. He's minus right around 120. It's just tough for me to lay that juicy, and he goes 1 for 4 with a base hit. I can't afford the loss like that. But I think even in the 2-hole, he's been getting ribbies. And at plus 160, I think that's worth a shot. And 7 for 21, 5 doubles in a home run off Kelly. And one more. We're doubling up here. A guy who's finally getting hot. He's 8 for 25, 2 doubles and a homer off Kelly. Will Smith, Fresh Prince, big hits, 5 of 6, RBIs in 5 of 6. Starting to swing it again, which I love, Sharpie. His Jack's 500, plus 500. I'm on it. And his RBI as well is plus 150. As you're telling me Betts, a lot of these Dodgers have great numbers that you've looked at. I'm sure you'll talk about Mookie Betts, Muncy. Those guys don't have the best value, but there should be ducks on the pond, and these guys should get in. Hey, Kelly pitches well at home, but the Dodgers own him, and he's had a few good starts in his career against the Dodgers. They're pretty rare.
2 of his last 7 games versus the Dodgers, he ain't gone 6 innings, bro. I'll be talking about him. I'm going to look at picking on him and fading him. I wish they'd put his K-prop at a number I can go under, but it's like minus 155 to the under. Because like you said, the 4 guys in that top of the lineup, oh, Lord, bro. Other than Freddie Freeman, who strikes out like a third of the time, because that dude, like you said, he's swinging for power with all those doubles and shit, bro. The other 3 of the 4 don't strike out to this man. And the K percentage, he in trouble, I think, bro. I mean, every guy can have a good day, bro, but these Dodgers are humming, and they see this guy well.
Yeah, I don't mind the 2+ hits. I don't mind that. He's just red hot.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he's just red hot. I just want to answer that quick question with LG. I like it too, Ricky Bobby. I right back on it. I mean, he did go 1 for 4 yesterday, but 6 straight and RBI. He didn't get RBI yesterday, but 5 straight games with a ribby before that for Will Smith. And both those guys see him so well. So just one of them goes yard. If we get the RBIs, we'll be okay. That's our main bet.
Man, I think this guy gets pounded today. So, if you're just showing up for the recap of Jack of the Day with Connor Mack, do us a favor, smash that like button, as it does help people find the best prop show on God's green earth. He going to start his day, guys, picking on Christian Javier with his problem this year, which is lefties. And he's going to get in on some Gunnar Henderson plus 450. Yeah, 450. Then we're going to head on over to the Dodgers game. We're going to call it Dodgers South because just listen to who they cheer for while you watch you cash some Freddie Freeman and Will Smith home runs at plus 500 a piece. So get in where you fit in. C-Mac's been hot. And these hitting props been hot as well. So tell these guys where they can find you, what you got going on. And, you know the drill.
Yeah, just Connor Mack picks. I will see you tomorrow. Check me out. College football is getting ready, and the NFL. But especially college, I am getting ready for. Real quick, before I bounce, shout out to everyone, like Sharpie said. You got to hit the like button. That's all we ask for. Shit. It's not that hard. We need more people in the green, too. Shout out to Justin, Ricky, Rocco, is all the guys that are regularly here. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. I just wanted to touch on the props just weren't great. In the Royals Red Sox game, just wanted to hit on, there just weren't great numbers. Devers has good numbers. I think there's runs. Bobby Witt, been on fire. Look at him. I think it's Jack's plus 460. Right around there, over 4-1. There's one other one. Peterson's better at home. I think the Cubs still could get to him. So there's some Cubs props. Like I said, I had Bellinger last night coming through, and I don't know about him tonight, but the Cubs will stack it righty, Swanson, all that. And look at that. Look at the Cubs. Just to throw it out there.
And just to touch on Peterson right quick, he probably doesn't go more than 5 innings. So take that into account because he's on a pitch count. He was in the bullpen. They are stretching him back out after the trade. So he ain't built up to go more than 5.
Yep, I agree. He ain't going. I think he goes 3 or 4. He's got to be money.
I was looking at his K prop, bro, under, but they caught on to it last week when they put him at a 4.5 on 60 pitches, bro. I was like, cook me, motherfucker. Now it's a 3.5. Now you're pushing it. Now he probably gets 4, so I'm not fucking around to find out right there. But appreciate you for showing up, and catch you tomorrow.
Well, see you later.
Oof. Now we get to do what I like to do most, and that's talking about these pitchers. Let's talk about the first one on the board. Mackenzie Gore, number 27 in the black book at the Phillies, striking people out this year 27% of the time, while walking people 10.2% of the time. Opened them up 6+, minus 165 on DraftKings. And in the morning, he was at minus 150, where the best line available now is minus 145 to that 5.5. Still on DraftKings. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas pitching outs on PrizePicks are under over 15.5. The lineup is 8 righties, 1 lefties. It came out like 10 minutes before the show, and God, did it throw me for a loop. It's got like 3 guys in there I've never heard of before. So let's start the day talking about a prop the books don't want us to bet the over, and that's Mackenzie Gore versus the Phillies for the 3rd time this year. And he's having mixed results, where the first game he did go 6 innings, 3 earned runs with 6 strikeouts, where the last time he seen them on July 1st, he didn't make it to the 3rd inning, getting shelled. But it is hard to take anything away from that game, as he was removed due to a blister. So was it the Phillies smacking him, or was it the blister? Because a blister is real, guys. So when we look at the Phillies numbers over their last 200 plate appearances versus lefties, it says they're middle of the pack hitting, top of the food chain when it comes to their walks, yet they are striking out 28.5% of the time. So that gets us to where I started this write-up, saying the books have a spot where they want us to not bet this over, so they juice the fuck out of it. This 5.5 guy should be even money at the end of the day. He's only hit this at a 50% win rate, and he has a 30% win rate to the 6.5, to where some of these books have moved it to. So I wouldn't even personally bet the 6.5 myself. I don't give a damn who it is, what's going on, unless you tell me otherwise. And Mackenzie Gore hasn't shown me otherwise. Let's talk about it. All right. For the most part, guys, it's done moved up, like I said, to that 6.5. And I just ain't going to play that, or I won't even pay that juice, guys. As in the first time when he seen them, when he only had 6 strikeouts, that lineup had a strikeout percentage of a 31.4%. Like, how fucking much higher do you want? Can you ask for anything higher than a lineup like that? As that lineup wasn't hitting either at a fucking $1.08, worst in the league. They were the worst team in the league versus lefties the very first time he seen them, and he still gave up 3 runs, only getting 6 strikeouts. Now, Schwarber got taken out, and that was a guy you could count on for 2 strikeouts, as he got freaking 4 of his 9 plate appearances have been punch outs versus Mackenzie. So he's taken out the lineup. And they added in a bunch of right-handed bats, guys, that's what you don't want to do to Gore. The few times that they have played him, they've had at least 3 lefties out there each time. Today, they're only going to run 1 lefty. Now, what I mean by that, this guy has a problem walking lefties at a disgusting 15% clip on the year, guys. That's like worst in the fucking league for any starter. Bad. Terrible, as Charles Barkley would say, guys. So, now, you take out that 4 of 9 strikeouts like they did of Schwarber, and they put him on the bench today, guys. This team's only striking out 21% of the time for their core top 5 batters, but yet that's only 44 plate appearances. So I think Mackenzie Gore may have an issue today, guys. He's going to have to get most of them towards the back end of the lineup, in my opinion. So this may be a live betting type spot if you want to bet Gore. But I'm just going to let him go. This fucker couldn't get more than 6 versus a lineup at 31.4% versus this team earlier in the year. Guarantee you when I run these lineup numbers, it's not going to be 31.4%. Like, you can't ask for anything better than that. And he still only had 6 that day. So it's still the lean is over or not. I can't ever say bet under versus a team that is striking out that much. And they did load up that many righties, which means his walk percentage versus righty is league average, 8%. That means actually I may actually look towards his outs, because depending on how they're hitting, this dude should be out there long enough to hit that K prop, guys, as he's not going to walk a bunch of people since only 1 lefty's out there. He's going to just walk 2 instead of 4. So Mackenzie Gore, the lean is over on his K prop, and I will be looking at his outs over 15.5. Now let's get into a guy where Man, I want to bet it, but there's just something in my gut when I do these breakdowns and I look at stuff that's telling me what the fuck is going to happen to Max Fried at the Pirates today. Number 63 in the black book, career strikeout percentage, because he's only played 6 games so far this year. Striking people out 24% of the time. Well, in his career, he was walking people with an elite 6.5%. Opened him up on DraftKings to the over 4.5 minus 160. In the morning, he was 6+ plus 125 on BetMGM, where the best line available is still same on BetMGM. But if you don't have that, the next best line would be on FanDuel at plus 108 to the over 5.5. And that's where PrizePicks has them, whereas hits, earned runs, and outs are not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup is 8 righties, 1 lefties for your buccos. Now we get to talk us Max Fried at the Pirates, and we know what the Pirates bring into this. They bring the worst hitting team versus a left-handed pitcher the last 30 days. When we look at their numbers, they're ass. They're walking below league average, worse in the league in isolated power, below a 0.8, like disgusting, while also striking out 25% of the time. Now, this seems like an easy spot if I've ever seen one. Now, let's go check past history. In the projected lineup, we have 5 people who have at least 3 at-bats versus Fried. When we run those numbers, these 5s are striking out 25.5% of their at-bats to Fried. So that's saying that we can go fire. So let's go check the games he's pitched versus them. And we have to go back to last year, as he's only pitched a few games this year. And he went 6 innings, 1 earned run while striking out 8, where they were striking out at a 28% clip at that time. And then he went 8 innings, 1 earned run with 7 strikeouts when they were striking out at a 25% clip like they are today. And those were the 2 times that I seen the Pirates last year. And I spoke of this last week when talking about Fried. Very few guys know how to flip a switch. And I just mean they just know how to turn it on and go. Max Fried knows how to flip the switch from to straight kill mode. As every year, guys, he's been the same guy. Shows up in April, starts going. And month by month by month, he just ERA gets better and better and better. To August, going into October, has been his best every freaking year. This dude just knows how to go and knows when to go hi-ya. So he's always pitched his best ball, guys, in the months of August, September, October, and this is where we get him. And we also have him in a contract year for Max. He wouldn't have came off the IL last week if he wasn't healthy, just to pitch hurt and lose money, guys. At the end of the day, that would have hurt his wallet. Max Fried wouldn't have came off if he was hurt. Hence, for the reason I played him last week after seeing how many pitches he threw, I know Max Fried is turn on in this month. So they did put him at a juice 4.5, pretty much not bettable. So then they put him up to the 5.5. Now, I want his strikeout props. Everything's telling me like fire, 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 fire. Now, the only reason why I haven't is there's other things in the line that's giving me pause here. Why is his outs at 15.5? I don't give a fuck if it's at minus 150 or not. That's a big red flag, as he's gone over that 5 of his 6 games so far this year. And why did they put his hits at 4.5? Juice to the over, minus 143. That guy's only given up more than 5 hits in 1 game this year. So what the fuck are the fucking books telling me? Books are telling me, like, Fried's going to get hit today. And I was looking at running Fried like I ran Urias and told Team Sharpie yesterday. We took him for the win at plus money, and his win right now for Fried is even. And there's just something in my gut telling me, nah, man, this dude's giving up 6 hits, 7 hits today. Oh, fuck. Now, Max Fried is great at getting a ground ball when he wants to. So it's like, now that can be super detrimental to a K prop. Now, why the fuck is his outs at 15.5, guys? Now, this is what I'm coming back on, and just something in my gut is telling me something's wrong. Now runs do not correlate to strikeout props. So if I do get a lineup that is striking out above 25%, they do have a career lifetime 25% in that lineup as well. I've got to run his K prop and just bite my lip and see what the fuck happens, as I really wanted to take him for the win, as I thought he should just shell. This team isn't hitting lefties. They're striking out. They're just bad. Why is his hits juiced up to a number he's never been to but 1 out of 6? Why is his out saying he's not going that far versus a team who sucks? Now, I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, but more often than not, guys, it's just, oof, there's just something and all these other lines telling me something's not right here, Sharpie. And I just got to listen to myself until I see the lineups. At the end of the day, Max Fried should go out there and have the game of his life, but there's something telling me he's not. So, is what it is. I've got to let it be. Now, who I won't let be is Logan Allen. I'm going to bet me some Logan Allen 2 times. Let's talk about it. Number 62 in the black book versus the Blue Jays, striking people out this year 23% of the time while walking people 8.5% of the time. Opened them up last night 5+ at -149 on FanDuel, where the morning on Caesars, where the morning line was 5+ -122 on FanDuel, where that's still the best line available. This is weird. PrizePicks doesn't have his strikeout props, which means his 5 must have got smacked to the under. Pitching outs under over 16. Projected lineup 8 righties, 1 lefties. And after this breakdown, you're going to understand why. If you had PrizePicks and you grabbed that under 5 last night, knock on wood, don't ever want to jinx it, but you pretty much got a golden fucking ticket because he's either going to push or not hit. And hear me out. Yeah, Logan Allen versus the Blue Jays is in a really tough spot. Tough spot for the kid. As the Jays' numbers versus lefties over their last 200 plate appearances say they're top of the food chain everywhere you want to look. Be it their 11.6 walk percentage or them crushing the ball with an isolated power of 230, will not striking out at only 17.6% of the time. And these numbers go back just only to June 21st. Not even 30 days, guys. So if we go back 30 days, they're just as good, if not better. So let's go see who they face that I would bet on in that time span. And there's been some tough sledding for some of our guys, and they've seen a few of them. Reed Detmers, 4.2 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs while allowing 2 walks and only striking out 5. Julio Urias, 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks while only striking out 5. Blake Snell, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run while striking out 4. James Paxton, 5 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs while striking out 4. Well, also walking 2. He also had 2 other guys that I wouldn't bet on in Tyler Anderson, who went 6.1 innings, giving up 7 hits while striking out 2. And they also seen that bump from Arizona, who throws from the left-handed side, Tommy Henry, who went 4.1 innings, giving 7 hits while striking out 5. Yeah, no one has had more than 5 in the last 30 days versus this Blue Jays team. And PrizePicks wanted to put him at a 5. Yeah, y'all got smackety-gackety. And there's only pretty much a knock on wood one way to go when you got that 5, because it's a push or a win. Now, I do have a half unit bet on that 4.5 under at +102, as this is just going to be tough sledding. Like, I do think Logan Allen's a great pitcher. I think he's a good kid. I think he's going to do good things, but 5 has been the limit for some studs, guys, at the end of the day. So I think it's going to be real tough, and we're going to have an opportunity of this kid getting knocked out early, as they did drop his outs down lower than where it has been all year, as they think this kid's going to get hit too. So as well as I took this guy over 5.5 hits at +102, as well, as I think the Blue Jays are going to put it on him. He don't walk people. He throws strikes, guys. And this is a team that does walk and does hit, and oh boy, they don't strike out to lefties. This could be a fucking bad day for the young kid, Logan Allen. So I'm a 2-way him. Like I said, I took his under 4.5 at +102 for a half unit, as well as his over 5.5 hits at +102. And think he's in for a long haul. Now let's talk a guy I may be a little pissed off at. and that's Shohei Ohtani versus the Giants. Number 2 in the black book, striking people out this year 31.8% of the time, while walking people 10% of the time. Morning line 8+ -105 on FanDuel. We're the best line available to that 7.5 is that +105. Excuse me, on BetMGM. PrizePicks has them at a 7.5. We're not available on PrizePicks, whereas hits, earn runs, and is out. Projected lineups. 5 lefties, 4 righties for your Los Gigantes. Good old Mr. I'm cramping. Take me out the game, but I still can hit, coach. Get the fuck out of here, dude. As you may hear in the tone of my voice, I'm a little salty over that hoe shit he pulled last game. And granted, guys, that was the first time being pulled from pitching due to cramps this year. It isn't even the first time being taken out of the DH role in the last 30 days from cramping. So this seems to be something that is not going to be going away. So we go look at the Giants numbers. And I knew we were going to get a 7.5, guys, as it could have been a 6.5 or a 7.5. But the Giants number was an easy take him up. And it's still not chasing, as his win percentage is 40% to that 7.5 over his last 10. We just get to that even money type tax instead of plus because of the Giants numbers. No fishy shit here, guys. So if you want to get in, is what I'm saying. The Giants are not hitting. They're bottom 2 isolated power in the league. They're striking out a little over 24% of the time, yet they're walking a nice 10%. Well, lineups mean a lot because let me tell you, last night this lineup was only walking 8%, not 10%. And we got in Team Sharpie on that plus money on that 6.5, and he hit. So definitely running lineups, guys, is what I got to do to see if I want to run me Shohei. But I'm not going to run the 7.5. Fuck no, dude. This dude's a fucking poontang. He's a paho. He's a yahoo. He could cramp up on me. Girls cramp. Guys don't cramp. Girls cramp. Yeah, I just said that shit. So, yeah, at the end of the day, guys, this team is striking out. They're not hitting. Shohei should fucking shove today. Now, when I look through who they've seen the last 30 days, they've only seen 2 guys that we would bet on, and they still got those ass numbers. Now, Zach Gallen only had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, and Giolito last night got himself 7 in 6. Those are the only 2 guys I'd look to put my money on that these Giants have seen the last 30 days from the right-handed side. And, yeah, their numbers suck. That means these guys are really ass, guys. So, yeah, Giants are going the wrong way, guys. So, at the end of the day, I do have a half unit on Shohei Ohtani to get 6 strikeouts and the Angels to win at -105. Shout out to Mike M, as he gave me the stat that I asked for a while back. And I said, hey, I'm not a big trend guy, but when I found this trend, I says, bro, how do you not bet this? How do I not find ways to bet Ohtani? So when Shohei Ohtani is -160 to even money, I believe he's 15-2 on the money line. Yeah, 15-2 on the money line. And I got to asking him that because I saw Ohtani one day at plus money, and I was like, bro, I bet you that's such a sucker bet for the books. Bet you everybody be betting Ohtani at plus money when he's plus money. And actually he's 50-50 when he's plus money. But whew, that's a nice win rate when they got him at that -160 to that even money. And today that's where they got him, -142. By me pulling him down to 6, I got a -142 money line at -105. And I won't even really look to run the lineups, to be honest with you, on this guy. I'm not looking to run a 7.5. I'm salty at this man. When I run a lineup, it takes me anywhere from 15 minutes to 45. And the amount of shit I got to do on Ohtani is look at like 4 or 5 different categories and then run them all. I'm just not going to do that for a guy right now who's got poontang written all over his face. And yeah, I said that. Let's get into another guy, the guy that we started talking about with Connor Mack when he talked about picking on him and beating him up today. And that's Merrill Kelly versus my Doyers. Number 44 in the black book. He's striking people out this year 26% of the time, while also walking people 9.2% of the time. Morning line was 6+ at plus 120 on BetMGM, and that is still the best line available. The line just hasn't moved, where PrizePicks has them at a flat 5, and his hits allowed on PrizePicks under over 5.5. Projected lineups is 5 lefties, 4 righties. Now we get to talk us Merrill Kelly versus my boys in blue, where we have given this boy fits going back to last year. We have seen this man 7 games since last year, including 2 this year when he opened up on a back-to-back. That's a lot of plate appearances, guys. Only 2 of those 7 games, guys, has he even made it to the 6th inning. And yeah, I'm looking at picking on him today. It is hard for me to take in the first half of those games, guys, of last year versus these Dodgers, as Kelly wasn't the same guy as he is now. Kelly last year, pre-All-Star break, had a 7.3 K per 9, where he jumped it up to a 9 by post-All-Star break. And it's actually even better now. So he is the post-All-Star Kelly. So it's hard to take in those games where he's seen them prior to the post-All-Star of last year. So the 2 games Kelly did see my boys in the second half last year, he did happen to be a back-to-back, and he went 5 innings, 3 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. Well, the next game he went 6 innings, 5 earned runs, while actually having 7 more. And that's saying something to get 7 on a back-to-back after getting 8 5 days before. Now, he did start this year on a back-to-back with my Dodgers, and he didn't make it to the 4th inning in the first game. He walked 4 people with only 4 strikeouts. Well, in the second game, he was a little better. He went 5.2 innings, giving up 4 earned runs, but he still walked 4 again and only striking out 4. And when we look at the Dodgers numbers over the last 15 days, their league average and walk percentage, they're hitting the ball with a nice team isolated power of 170 and not striking out top 3 in the league at a 19% clip. Now let's go check the projected lineup history versus Kelly. And everyone in the lineup has seen him at least 5 times with a combined 148 plate appearances. And they're striking out less than 19% of the time. What? 19% in 148 plate appearances versus this man? They're only striking out 19% of the time over their last 15 days? How the fuck does this dude hit fucking 5.5? Now, the problem with me is the under 5.5 is like minus 154. Like, I'm not looking to bet unders any type of juice. If you've seen me bet an under, it's always minus 115 to even the plus money, guys. I don't have faith or confidence in myself to be betting a minus 150 under. I don't fucking care. Just not going to do it, coach. That shit ain't for me. Now, I'll bet overs, yeah, because I've tracked those. I know what I do. I know what I'm better at. Now, unders, I am hitting it a fucking stupid clip. Maybe next year I'll have big enough balls to get into that. But I like my unders where it's minus 115 or under. So this is a spot where I may look to, if they give me the lineup that is projected, that is. Alta's, not Alta's under. If they won't let me do that, I wish they would. But I'll look to parlay his under with something else later on in the day. Maybe parlay his under with his over earned runs type shit and just schmackle cackle if they'll let me. But definitely I want action on the 5.5. I'm just not rich enough or willing enough to pay that type of juice. Just not today, Junior. And if you really want to get cute with it, like I said, the top 4 people in the lineup, Freeman does strike out a little bit to the man. So let's take Freeman out. And that strikeout percentage and those 3 guys is at 14.7%. Even if you go 6 innings, I don't know how many strikeouts you get versus those 3 guys other than Freeman, who doesn't strike out often, but does have some too. I think he's about a 25% type guy. So it's going to be tough, guys. It's going to be tough. These Dodgers see him well. If they give us the projected lineup, I'm going to look to fade this man and maybe even take his outs under as, like I said, he's only gone over that 17.5 outs, 2 of 7 games versus the Dodgers since last season. Now we get into what looks and may be the biggest smash spot of the day, but then can otherwise tell Sharpie like, gosh, dang it, why do you do so much digging on lineups? Hugh Darvish at the Mariners, number 42 in the black book, striking people out at a 25.4% clip, while also walking people 8% of the time. Opened them up this morning, 7 plus minus 105 on BetMGM, where the best line available is 7 plus minus 110 on DraftKings and BetMGM. PrizePicks has them at a 6.5, whereas hits allowed on PrizePicks under over are a 5. Projected lineup, 5 lefties, 4 righties. All right, man, let's get to it. Yeah, we end the day in what should be the best spot on the board if we're just going to go straight off of these Mariners numbers. Yeah, they are hitting the ball with a nice team isolated power of near 200. They're also walking league average, yet are third worst in the league when it comes to striking out versus right-handed pitchers at a 28% clip. So, okay, the numbers say he can get hit, but if he doesn't, ruh-roh. And even if he does, we all know we can cash a prop while being taken to the woodshed. But I'd rather have that nice, easy game preferably. And another thing these Mariners bring to the game today, guys, is stank, as they are the third worst overall when it comes to overall whiff percentage. And when we look at Darvish versus teams versus top 10 whiff percentages this year, he's only 5-4 to the over 6.5, with a lot of those coming at 6, guys. Like, I mean, all but one game he got his ass kicked. Every other game he had 6 or more. But, dude, 3 of those losses were straight by the hook. So this may be the type where you want to alt him down today. Now, when we look at teams in the top 5 whiff, like the Mariners are today, he is 2-1 to the over 5.5. Yet if we take out the division game, where once again he had 6 in that game, and the division you see him a lot, so we can give him granted, and we can knock off that division game. He is then 2-over to the over 6.5 with a 7 and 12 strikeouts respectively in those 2 games. Now, another thing that favors Darvish is they jumped him up here. What, Sharpie? That favors him? Yes. In the 4 times that they have jumped him up this year, he is 3-1 to the over. Other than he got hit hard and shit the bed versus the Pirates, guys. If you don't show up, no shit, you ain't gonna hit your K prop. Now, the times that he did show up when they jumped him up, he got 12, 9, and 9. So I've said it before, guys, and I'll say it again. Some rules are made to be broken, and Rule 34 is definitely made to be broken for this man. Another thing that favors Darvish here is the fact that they're going to project 5 left-handed bats. Like, fuck me running. Like, can this shit just keep getting better and better? As Darvish this year, guys, has had it, and this year, and going back to last year, has had an at least 2K higher K per 9 versus the left-handed side than versus the right-handed side. You want some more good news? How about Eugenio Suarez? He's striking out 14 at-bats out of his 31 plate appearances, batting a whopping 207. And he's a right-handed bat. Wow. Sarpy, what the fuck here? How come you said we ain't slamming it and glamming it right now? Well, let me tell you something, guys. There's 2 things I've learned about Darvish. Whiff is 1. Now, here's something that just people ain't going to fucking understand, and this is how I've been betting Darvish as of late, and I had to study the lines of why they jumped him up and what these teams did. Now, Darvish has the games of his life when teams take first pitch. Yeah, when you go down 0-1 to Hugh Darvish, you're in trouble, guys. He's a fucking octopus. The dude got like 15 pitches where he actually uses 7 of them on the regular. Now, this is projecting a lineup with 6 people whose whiff percentages is at least 2.5 worse than league average. So that says yes. Now, while also having 5 guys in the lineup that are 1.5% better than league average at not swinging at first pitch. Another thing that says yes. Well, only 1 person, guys, falls under both of those categories. Can you guess who that is? Can you guess? How about Eugenio Suarez, guys? The guy who struck out 14 of 31 plate appearances. So when I first went into this and everything, I was thinking, okay, man, just give me this lineup. This is going to be fucking easy. Now, I don't think it's going to be easy no more. Now, it's still over or nothing, and I may alt him 6 in the win, or I just may take him at that 7, guys. It all depends on this lineup, as A lot of things are there. It's just not all matching up on the batter. Say we got Julio Rodriguez. He likes to whiff, but this fucker swings first pitch 38% of the time. Like, that's not been good to Hugh Darvish. We want guys taking first pitch and who whiff, and we only got one of those guys in the lineup that fit both those categories. Now, like I said, we do got 6 guys who whiff, and we do got 5 guys who are taking their first pitches. So it's in the numbers, guys, for this man to get his 7. Now, I was going to ladder him, and maybe that's where I just got to let the ladder go, as normally he busts through these when he gets bet up and when he gets jumped up by the books. This time, I don't know if the blow through is going to be there, as 7 should. 7 should, guys. Now, the minus 145 on Darvish does bother me a little bit. Like, why the fuck ain't he a minus 300? Like, why? We've got a Mariners team who's 8-2 in their last 10. We've got a Padres team who's 5-5 in their last 10. Okay, is that really meaning that much? Because I don't think it means that much to be in the line. We've got a ace on one side, and we've got a guy who doesn't belong in the league making a start coming up from AA ball versus these Padre bats. Like, something's telling me something here, guys. And the last time this same thing happened was fucking Zach Gallen versus Minnesota. And this guy went out and pitched a great game. Great fucking game. Yeah, he hit his strikeouts, but he didn't get the win versus Dallas Keuchel. And he was a minus 148. So right around the same number versus a pitcher that just didn't belong. So maybe I just can't take the Padres to win is what I'm getting at. There's something in that line telling me that this should be way bigger. Why are they asking for you to bet the Padres here? Now, runs and totals and whoever wins does not equate to strikeouts. So at the moment you give me this lineup, I will bet the 7 straight up for a full unit. If I can get a couple more guys in there that take pitches first and whiff, then I will look to ladder this man, as if he goes 6, he hits it. Now, there's always the opportunity of a man shitting the bed and getting hit hard. And if that happens, he probably doesn't hit it. So I need Darvish to go 6 to hit that 7 on this projected lineup. Appreciate you all for tuning in. Smash that like button if you haven't, as it does help people find the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. Before I run through our recap, if anybody has dropped the best bet, I will gladly look at it. But it doesn't look like many people are dropping best bets, and that's fine. That's fine. Life's a bitch and you marry one, and I get on to the next guy. Recaps, guys, if you're showing up, please smash that like button, as it does help the algorithms a lot. We start the day off talking Mackenzie Gore, and his lineup came out, and it's either over or nothing, and I'm just going to let him go, as I do want to look at betting his outs, as they did run 8 right-handed bats, and he don't walk righties like he does lefties, because golly, man, 15% to 8%, he Colachin Galloway. That's a lot right there, man. Woof. And that's in the good for Mackenzie. Max Fried, something's in my stomach saying so I just got to let him be. Now, if they give me a lineup that's striking out above 25%, I'll bite my fucking lip and bet the man and just fucking see if I get kicked in the nuts, as totals don't correlate and with strikeouts. Now, what does correlate is Logan Allen's under strikeouts, which I'm on for a half unit at 4.5 at plus 102, as well as I'm on his over hits at 5.5 at plus 102. I think this is a tough day for Logan Allen, guys. I think he's going to be ran through the mud and back by this Blue Jays team. A baptism by fire, some may say. Then we get into a Shohei Ohtani, and I'm upset with the man, Mr. I'm cramping, take me out the game, but I can still hit coach. So he is in a good matchup versus the Giants, who just ain't hitting, and they haven't been hitting nobody. So give me Shohei Ohtani for a half unit at 6 strikeouts and to win the game at minus 105. As I'm going to need lineups for Darvish, as I am looking to attack a full unit bet on him as well. As you already know, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS, and you will get a match deposit up to $100, minimum of $25 on your first deposit. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show's produced by Big Show Picks, and our special guest today was Connor Mack. Some say we be pubbing. I say pubbing we be. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing